Well, listen, James is a Spurs fan. He's got his calls in. James, I mean, last two games, 6 goals conceded, no scored. I mean, what is going wrong?
Do you know what? I think it starts at the very top of the club. The mess was there when we couldn't appoint a manager. Nuno was no one's choice. He looked so out of his depth. You don't have the tools to fight. We've got a Ferrari stadium, which we can't afford to put petrol in. And ultimately, the first half actually was probably the best half of football we've seen this season, despite the results in the first 3 games. They were very Mourinho-esque 1-0s, but actually the first half was good. It was so obvious to everybody what he was going to do at half-time, which means that you've got to bring your ball players deeper to play the channels when there's a 3 in front of you. And he just didn't know what to do. And then, bringing Oliver Skip on for Ndombele, okay, he might have been tired, but he's capable of that magical moment. I mean, Oliver Skip should be nowhere near that first team. I mean, I think he'll be a good player, but you don't bring him on when you're fighting 2-0 down at home to Chelsea. And it just seems a mess. I mean, we scored 3 goals in 5 games. It's frightening. Harry Kane's literally got...
Is that a little bit concerning in terms of the form? No, listen, we know how much of a good player he is, but it's not like Harry Kane not to have got at least a Premier League goal already. Is it a little bit concerning?
But he's got no service. This is the first half today was the first time we've had ball players on the pitch. Yeah, Dele's been deep all season. How can he do anything when he's not getting any service? And then when he comes deep to get the ball, there's no one in behind him apart from Son.
I mean, James, we talk about Harry Kane's form being concerning. I mean, Wolves go to Wolves in the EFL Cup on Wednesday, which I think he'll play a different 11. But how concerning is it that next week is the North London derby and Arsenal are coming off the back of 2 wins? Yeah, I mean, I was just talking to the boys in our Tottenham WhatsApp group. And I think Arsenal will kill us. They will be clucking to play us.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, listen, I'm not
to turn their season around.
I think you're right.
As an Arsenal player, if you can't get up for that, what are you going to get up for?
I think if there's one team you want to be playing at the moment on what we've seen the last 2 weeks, it's Tottenham. But they're easy to play against. Do you know what it is? It's so predictable. And the reason the first half was good was because it isn't what people predicted. But we are a predictable team. False hope when we beat City 1-0. They'd obviously had a summer hangover, which, whatever, we seem to be City's bogey team at home, but whatever. So you get this sense of hope, then we go on. But we haven't had a good performance this season. There hasn't been a performance this season where you thought, you know what, we actually look really good. I've got another question.
Like Nuno's in control. Fire away.
Should you have fired Jose Mourinho? Does that look a bad decision now? Because clearly it was a decision made on impulse rather than any long-term planning, because Nuno was about 8th choice on the list to replace him. Are you any better off now than when Jose was relieved of his duties? Or should they have just stuck to that particular path?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
But it looked a strange decision at the time. Was it a week before the cup final? Ryan Mason was put in charge.
Yeah, we would. I say we would have won it. We would have had a much better shot of winning it. With any decision, but if you look at it as a business decision, you have to have someone lined up to replace him, and someone that you think is going to identify more with your brand and your culture. But they didn't, and there's one common factor in every issue that Spurs have had in the last 20 years, and taking the stadium aside, that's our board. Yeah. It's matter of fact. It's our board. They've made wrong appointment after wrong appointment after wrong appointment. And when do you turn around and say, you know what, enough's enough? I either have to go and back someone. I think Poch should still be our manager. They should never, ever, ever have got rid of him.
I'd agree with that.
What they should have done is back the manager that had made us or brought us closest to the top that we had been in my lifetime. I'm 33. And probably in 50 years... And he couldn't back him. He could have gone out and bought Grealish. He could have gone out and bought Fernandes. But
Grealish at the time there was 25 million as well, wasn't he?
It was agreed, but he wouldn't. They came to us with a price. He wouldn't spend more than 20.